Greetings on Chappers, back with another kitchen education situation for your brain and fingers. And today I just thought I'd teach you a really simple little jam that you can do on your own. I do a lot of jamming on my own. Recently I just was working with Lee back in Andertons and I decided to come up with a really simple blues 2-chord trick that we could play on, and it was just a D to E with a little G thing, and it just goes like this. And what I thought I'd talk about is using really simple 2-chord, 3-chord tricks and working on your licks up and down the guitar to make you a more rounded pentatonic blues player. Someone like Lee Anderton, who was a genius pentatonic blues player. So what I would suggest you do is, rather than thinking about the guitar as being my home is E blues in position 1, so think about the guitar, just the whole fretboard being home, and making a decision about where you'd like to play your licks and phrases based upon kind of where you are playing your rhythm, as if it was the olden days and we were playing blues and rock in the style of the Jimmies, you know, Page and Hendrix. And what they tended to do was be the only guitar player in the band, and therefore they had the requirement to play rhythm and lead at the same time sometimes, unless they left it up to the drummer and the bassist. And so people like Hendrix and the people that play guitar on their own back then would need to play where they were. That meant you needed to learn scales wherever you put your hand to play rhythm. And that isn't easy, because you need to learn a few scales and you need to dedicate yourself to being free to move in your mind between playing rhythm and playing lead. So for example, if I'm playing down here, if you're well versed in playing guitar and you know pentatonic blues position 1, you'll probably know that you could play it right at the end of the guitar like this. And that's your first pentatonic position. If we add in the flat 5 or the blues note to make it a bit more interesting, you're going to get this. Most people will play their lead down here in this position 1. That's great because you're playing them. But I would tell you and offer you a suggestion to move your mind around the fretboard and stretch the limitations of what you can do, and try playing lead in different places while you maintain the rhythm in one area, because it gives you tonal differences, and of course the different arrangements of notes offers you more variety in the kinds of licks that you can play. So for example, if I was to use position 3, then the notes are arranged slightly differently. It's the same notes as down here, just in a different place. So I can do licks in position 3 that would be very difficult to play in position 1, and obviously some of the notes are much higher. That's much harder down here. So try this, instead of just going why not practice that little piece of rhythm, which is just D major, play this 3rd fret E string, E major, and I'm doing the nice bluesy kind of hammer and pull thing with the G string on the 1st fret, which is the major to minor change on that E chord, which is what blues flirts with. And then try sliding up to position 3. And it gives you a nice tonal variation, more possibilities for note choice, and a different set of licks that you're going to have to go and learn to bring into your natural, practical playing palette. So for example, most people in position 1 down here will kind of have 4 or 5 licks they can pull off. For example, things like... Or maybe... that kind of thing. But then up in 3, you're going to have a whole set of different licks because it's a different shape and different notes. So yeah, there you go. Just a quick food for thought. Nice jam. So why don't I leave you with a classic rock blues lick in position 3 for you to experiment with that area and try and work it into this little jam. And if you want, you're more than welcome to leave you jamming on this on my Facebook page, which you'll find whooping, and I'll take a look at some of them. I can't promise to comment on all of them, but I'll certainly take a look. Here's a lick you could do. So. Just good to work around with it. Obviously don't be rigid within the form I've given you. That's just a nice thing you can do, and it's just a nice way of stepping through the note. You could change the phrasing, change the rhythmical placement, as long as you stick within the scale. Have a great, wondrous and awesome day, and I'll see you all soon. Chappers, quite considerably out.